Hello everyone. Today we are going to solve paper May-June 2023, paper 2, variant 2. We will start with task number 1, which is evidence document. Open the file J2322evidence.rtf. Make sure that your name, center number, candidate number will appear on every page of this document. So we're going to open the evidence document from the supporting files. And I have to make sure that my details will appear on every page. So we double click at the top of the header and then we add our details. We put our name with the center number and candidate number. Then we close the header and footer section. If we go back to the question paper, they are asking me to save this document in my work area as evidence followed by my candidate number. For example, evidence 9999. So they didn't mention in the question to change the type of the file. I'm just going to click on File, Save As, choose the supporting files, and then I'm not going to change the format. We can keep it as it is. I'm just going to change the name of the file as they mentioned in the question paper. Please guys, make sure to write the capital letter and the small letter as they mentioned in the question paper exactly. Otherwise you will lose 1 mark. Okay. Now, if I go back to the question paper, we will start with task number 2, which is document. You are going to edit a document about virtual cycling. The company uses a corporate house style for all their documents. Paragraph styles must be created and applied as instructed. Using suitable software, open the file j2322virtual.rtf. I'm going to open this file from the supporting files. And when I open it, if I go back to the question paper, they told me that the page setup is set to A4 landscape orientation with 2.5 centimeter margins. Do not make any changes. So I'm not going to make any changes for the paper size and the margins as they mentioned. 3 paragraph styles have already been created. We are not going to make any changes also. So save the document in your work area with the file name vcycling. All the letters are capital. And also make sure that it is saved in the format of the software you are using. So I'm going to save it as a Word document. This is the software that I am using right now. So we click on File, go to Save As, and then click on the supporting files. I'm going to change the type to Word document. And I'm going to change the name as they mentioned in the question paper. Be careful for the capital letters and small letters. Place in your evidence document a screenshot to show this file has been saved. Okay, as I usually mention, we have many ways to take this screenshot. You can take it from the supporting files, and also you can go back to File, Save As, choose the supporting files, and then you can take this dialog box. Both of them are correct, but usually they use this way in order to take the screenshot. You can take the screenshot using Windows Shift with S. You can take it in this way, or you can only take the file that you have saved it as Word document. Guys, be careful that we have to fit the column size. Don't forget to fit the column size in order to mention that this file type is Word document. So you have to fit the column size and then take the screenshot properly. You can just take the screenshot in this way also. And then I go back to step number 1, evidence, and paste the screenshot here. Okay, when we are done, we go back to the question paper and we go back to the file that we are working on. We're done with this screenshot. Place in the header of the vcycling document the text report by, followed by a space, your name, center number, and candidate number right aligned. So I'm going to double click at the top of the Word document in order to open the header and footer sections. And as usual, we will go to header, we will choose the 3 columns. We will go to footer and choose the 3 columns in order to make sure that all the alignments match the page margins. That's why I choose the 3 columns always. And if we don't need one of them, we just delete it, okay? Okay. Now in the header section on the right side, I need to add the word report by colon, and then I'm going to follow with my details. So we go to the right section and we start typing report by colon. After the colon, immediately, guys, you have to make a space, even if they didn't mention in the question paper. Okay, so make sure that you will add a space after the colon. And then we will write down our details as usual. When we are done, we just close the header or footer if we don't have any extra steps, but we do. So that's why we will have a look. After report by followed with my details in the right section of the header, we have to place in the footer automated page number right aligned. So I'm going to remove these placeholders, no need for them. You have to delete them and then go to the footer on the right section. Click on type here from the right section and go to quick parts. Then choose field and just click on the P letter from the keyboard. It will take you directly to the page number. Then press on OK. This is how we add page number right aligned. Now I'm going to delete these placeholders too because we don't need them anymore. Then we press close header and footer. Okay. Now we have already done these steps and we have already made sure that all the alignments match the page margins and no other text or placeholders are included and the header and footers are displayed on all pages. Now step number 3, they are telling you to select the subheading benefits and the following text up to and including the paragraph ending with continuously. So we have only to highlight, guys, from benefits to continuously. Make sure that you highlight the appropriate text. We start from benefits, we go down until we find the word continuously. This is how we should highlight the text, okay? After that, we have to change the page layout so that only this text is displayed in 2 columns, equal width, 2 centimeters space between them. So we go to layout, we choose columns, and then we click on more columns. We change to 2 columns. It is an equal width, but we have to change the spacing. Be careful, guys, if your devices are in inches or in centimeters. If it is double quotations, it means your device in inch. Okay, if it is centimeter, cm letters, it has cm letters, so it is in centimeters. My laptop is in inches, so I'm going to delete the whole numbers and I'm going to write it by myself, which is 2 centimeters. I'm going to write 2 cm and then press OK. This is how we split the document into 2 columns. Okay. Now, if we go back to the question paper, step number 4, they are telling us to create and store the following style, basing it on the default normal paragraph style. Be careful, guys, when they are telling you to create a new style. If one of you is just putting his cursor or her cursor at the beginning of this text, the default style which has been applied here is VC title. So make sure after you create the new style, you have to return it back to VC title. If someone is standing right here, the default is VC body style. So you have to turn it back again or switch it back again to the VC body style when you create the new one. So please be careful while you are creating the new style, guys, okay? All right, now I'm gonna stand right here, for example, and then I'm going to click on the small arrow beside the styles group, and then I'm going to click on new style, create a new style. The name of the style, it has to be VC subhead. So I'm going to write VC dash subhead. Be careful to the capital and small letters, please. Now they told us that it has to be based on the default normal paragraph. So default normal paragraph, guys, it means that we have to style type to change the style type to paragraph and make sure that the style based on it is normal. Okay? When they ask you to make it based on the default paragraph, default normal paragraph style, you have to change this box to paragraph and you have to make sure that the style based on normal. And then we continue. Now they are asking you to use the font, any kind of serif font. So serif, I told you before that it means we can use any font which has edges. So I'm going to use Times New Roman. 16 is the font size. We have to change it to 16. And it has to be center, bold, italic. So we press on bold, italic, and we change the alignment into center. And then it has to be with a single 0.8 spacing. This is the line spacing and these are the paragraph spacing. We go from format and we click on paragraph group and then we change the spacing from this section. Before spacing it has to be 0, after spacing it has to be 8, so I'm going to change it to 8 pt, and it has to be in a single line spacing, which is in a single line spacing. Then we press OK, OK. When we are done, as you can see, it has been changed automatically to the new style, so we have to return it back as it is. It was VC title. Please make sure to return it back as it is. Okay. Take a screenshot to show that you have defined the settings for the VC subhead style. If I need to take a screenshot from this section, I can just click on the small arrow beside the VC subhead title and then we click on modify. I told you before that we can just take a screenshot to this window. No need to go to the format paragraph and take 2 screenshots. No need. It's fair enough to take it from here, as they are going to correct it. All the details that you have been added, it's going to be corrected from here, from these definitions. Okay? So it's fair enough to take this dialog box, guys. I'm going to press on Windows Shift S and then I'm going to take a screenshot for this dialog box. Press OK, go back to the evidence and paste it in step number 4, evidence. All right. When you are done, they told us to identify the 4 subheadings in the document and apply the VC subhead style to each one. If I need to identify the 4 subheadings in order to apply the VC subhead style for these subheadings, first of all, subheadings, it means the titles of the paragraphs, guys, okay? These are the subheadings. It's the titles of the paragraphs. So this one is a subhead. Benefits is a title of the paragraph. Now I need to define the 4 subheadings in this document and then I need to change or to apply the style VC subhead on them. You have 2 ways, guys. You can do it one by one, okay? It will take a little bit more time. Or you have another way to do it. You just can select them using the Control key and then you apply it once. And finally, we can just use the Format Painter, okay? How am I supposed to use the Format Painter? You just highlight the first subheading and then you can apply the style. When you are done, you just can double click on the Format Painter to make it activated. Double click, and then whenever you find a subhead that it has to be changed, just highlight it. Drawbacks, equipment, and if you go down, if you scroll down, you also have the virtual cycling apps. These are the 4 subheadings in this document. Okay, so you can choose the most appropriate way that you like in order to apply the style on every subheading in this document. And then you just turn it off and go back to the question paper. Locate and move the paragraph starting with cycling, ending with the word event. I'm just going to locate this paragraph. If you just can find it immediately, okay, it's fine. If you just cannot find it immediately, you need help, you can just click on Control F, use the navigation button, and just type in the word cycling. Okay, start to type in the word cycling and continue. Is an excellent, and it will just show you where is this paragraph. Okay, this is how you can find it easily using the Control F command. Now, I'm going to highlight this paragraph in order to move it. Just triple click on this paragraph. It will give you highlight around it. Triple click, okay? And then the word move, it means cut. The word move, guys, it means cut. Copy, it means copy. Just move, it means cut. So I'm going to press on Control X from the keyboard or right click cut as you like. Never mind. And then we are going to paste this paragraph so that it appears as a new paragraph immediately after the subheading benefits. Search for the benefits subheading. And then at the beginning of this paragraph, I'm going to make a new line. And then I'm going to paste the new paragraph here. If you have extra line, you have to remove it, guys. Be careful, okay? No extra lines. So this is how I locate and move a paragraph. Just highlight it, cut and paste it in the right position. No extra lines, please. Just delete them, okay? No extra lines. Okay. Number 7, import the image J2322 cyclist and place it in paragraph beginning with cheating has become an. Also, we have to search for this paragraph, cheating has become an. Put the cursor right there and go to insert. Choose from pictures. Choose from pictures. the supporting files where it has been located. This folder, it has been located right here on the desktop, and then double click on the image. Okay, now I need to rotate the image 180 degrees. Just double click on the image, go to the format ribbon, and then from the rotation, please click on more rotation options. Because why do I do this step like this? Why don't I just rotate it using this handle? No guys, because sometimes maybe in one of the papers they will just give you a new rotation, rotate it for example 35 degrees. So I need to make it very accurate. Just go from the rotate icon from here, from the format ribbon, and choose more rotation options. From the rotation, delete and just write 180 degrees as they mentioned in the question. So this is how we change the rotation in the most appropriate way. Okay, format this image so that it is resized to a width of 4 centimeters and maintain the aspect ratio. Double click on the image, go to the size group from the format ribbon and change the width to 4 cm. I'm going to write centimeters because my device is in inches, as I told you before. It is aligned to the right of the column and top of the paragraph. The alignment, it has to be to the right of the column and the top of the paragraph. And the text must wrap around the image. So I'm going to do this step first. I'm going to go to the wrap text and choose square so that it's flexible to move. And the alignment, it has to be to the right of the column. This is how we change it, to the right and the top. See, these are the green grid lines. They just can guide you. You have to put it to the right section of this column and you have to put it at the top of the paragraph. Otherwise, you will lose 1 mark, guys. So be careful, okay, when you position it correctly. Okay, if you are done with the image, we can go back to the question paper and have a look at step number 10. Locate the table. Locate the table, it means that there is a table in the document. We have just to search for it and find it. Okay, if I just scroll up and down, I just can find this table. This is the table, and it has already been added, the grid lines and the borders, to help us to see and just to know, figure out where are the columns and where are the rows. Format the first row of the table so that it looks like this. If I just compare the first row here with the first row in the real document, we just can find out that it has a fill color, right? And the title must be in the center. It's already in the center. I'm just going to change the fill color into gray. You just can, guys, choose this gray, which is 15%, and you can just use this one, which has 25%, okay? Don't choose one which is so much dark so that they can be able to read the text. I usually use this one, 25%. Okay. Sort the data in the table from Asia Pacific to rest of the world. We have to sort it here into descending order of download growth. So guys, be careful. This one is a tricky question. They didn't tell you to sort it according to the region. No, they are telling you that we are going to sort these regions according to the downloaded growth. So be careful and read the question very carefully when you are solving any paper. I need to sort it into descending order depending on the download growth. It's not depending on the region, okay? This is what the question asking for. So we are going to highlight the values of this column. The values, okay, of this column. I'm not going to include the subheading, which is, or the heading of this column, sorry, which is download growth. And then we're going to click on the sort icon from the home ribbon. Make sure to change sort by to column 3. We have to change it so that we can ask them to sort according to the column, okay? So you have to change sort by to column 3, and then you have to choose, is it in ascending or descending order, and then we press on OK. So this is how we sort any column in a table in ascending or descending order. We highlight only the values of the column, and then we go to sort, and from the sort we change it to sort by which column. Then choose the sort. Is it ascending or descending? Okay. Now when we are done, they told us to insert a new row as the last row of the table. In order to make a row as the last row, simply you just can put the cursor at the end of the last cell and then click on the tab key from the keyboard. Or you just can right click and choose insert new row. Just choose the way you like, okay? But the simplest way is just to click on the tab key from the keyboard. It's above the caps lock. Now we're going to type these words. Americas, be careful for the capital and small letters, 7% and 19% in the last cell. Okay. Apply the VC table style to rows 2 to 8 only. We are going only to apply this style starting from the second row to the last row. Okay, it's not for the whole table, be careful. And then we're going to click on VC table. Okay, apply the style. We have done this, but we have to apply to rows 1 to 8, 3 to 4 point black external border with no internal grid lines displayed when printed. So for the whole table, guys, we have to remove all the borders and the grid lines first. So I'm going to choose from the borders, no borders. And they told us only to add external border. It has to be 3 to 4 points with no grid lines, no internal grid lines. So I will go back to the borders icon and then choose borders and shading. And then we are going to choose box. This is the option that will give us the external borders only without the internal grid lines, and change the width to 3 to 4 pt. This is fair enough, 3 pt. Okay, this is how we add external border with no internal grid lines. Make sure that all the text of each row displays on one line. We have to make sure that all the text is displayed on one line. Okay, for this cell, it's not displayed on one line, so I have to increase the width of this column. We just can double click when we have this icon which has double arrows. You only can double click between these two columns and it will give you the fit size for this column. So now each record is written on one line. It's not splitted into two lines, okay? And make sure that the table borders and the data is fit within the column width. Remember when I told you before that the borders of the table must fit the column of the width. So the last column, it must fit the text which is written above and below the table. It has to fit the width of the column like this, and make sure that the beginning of the table also it fits the text written above and below the table. Okay, this is how we fit the table within the column width. Okay, there is an 8-point space after the table. In order to make this step easily, just go to the paragraph below the table, click on it, any position, okay? Go to paragraph group, click on the small arrow and just choose before spacing, it has to be 8. Guys, before this paragraph, it means after the table. So it's the same, okay? So I'm going to click on the paragraph below the table and I'm going to change the spacing before into 8 pt as they mentioned in the question. So it will make the space after the table 8 pt. Okay, this is how we do it in the most simplest way. Now, finally, we're going to spell check and proofread the document. In order to spell check and proofread, we just go to review, click on ABC. Any grammar mistakes, no need to change them, just ignore them, okay? Which means that it has a line underlined with the blue color. Just ignore them. Ignore the blue lines, and be careful that our names usually they are not defined in the word dictionary, so that's why it keeps giving us a red color a spelling mistake, I mean below the names. So anything capitalized such as names, places, cities, whatever it was, just ignore them. All right, we're just gonna change only the English words mistakes. We're not going to just change the names because this is the way I write my name. So I'm not gonna change it. I'm just gonna ignore it, okay? Ignore once or ignore all, no matter what you choose. Any English word which has spelling mistake, this is what you need to change. Otherwise, you just ignore, guys, okay? So this is how we proofread and spell check the document. Finally, as usual, if I read these points, simply they are telling you guys that Bullet list and number list must not be split into 2 columns or 2 pages. Tables must not be split into 2 columns or 2 pages. And the subheadings of the paragraphs must be related to its paragraph. So if I have the subheading on one column and its paragraph on the other column, you just need to switch it to the other column by pressing on the enter key from the keyboard. All right, you just have to switch it. But if we have lines which is related to the paragraph with the subheading, so you can keep it as it is. Okay, don't switch it, guys. Just keep it as it is because these 2 lines are related to this subheading, so no need to switch it. Okay, these are the things that we need to check before we print our document. So let's have a look at the first column. Do we have any problems? No. The subheading has 2 lines related to it, so we're going to keep it as it is. The second one, this is the same. I'm not going to do anything. If I go to the second page, also this subheading, these 3 or 4 lines of the paragraph are related to this subheading, so I'm not going to do anything, and the table is not splitted. Everything is fine, so I'm done with my Word document. When you are done, when you check everything and when you check the problems that I mentioned before, if everything is okay, then I'm going to save, Control S, or click on File Save or the icon of the save, and then you go to File, you choose Print, and you click on the Print icon. It will print the document and they will just give you the document when it is ready. Okay? That's it. Thank you for listening, guys.